you do not find women nowadays who are 21 and go, I'm 21, I need to start having kids because I need to have 8 kids. None. So then what's the answer? A government's answer is pretty simple. They're like, okay, our populations are declining. We'll just import people. Because from the macro, if you zoom out far enough, everything looks the same. We can see the difference between that cup and that bottle right there. We can. But if you view it from space, they're just 2 dots. So from the governmental level, they don't sit and think, this person from fucking Syria, Afghanistan, God knows where, isn't the same as the local people. They just think person. So go. We need more people. Women aren't having kids. Bring people in. I mean, if you want to be a conspiracy theorist, you could argue that they're deliberately using feminism and LGBT to stop the native women from wanting to have children, because feminism prevents women from having children because, 1, it makes them want to pursue other things, and 2, it makes them unattractive to men, and it makes men not want to marry them because no man wants to marry a feminist. No man. And then also they use feminism to decrease masculinity, which then in turn does the opposite effect. No woman wants to marry a man who isn't masculine. So nobody's meeting up anymore. They're doing this to destroy the birth rates of the native populations because the native population has grown decadent and we expect holiday pay and safe working conditions. So they want to get rid of us and just replace us with 3rd and 2nd world slaves so they can make as much money as possible. That's a conspiracy theory, you could argue. But they certainly need people and we don't produce them. And if you say to the average woman, like, you know, what would it take for you to have a kid? Oh, I'd like a holiday home in this house. I need to live my life first. I want to finish my career. I want to have fun first. I haven't been here. I haven't been there. I need to go on holidays. Woman, your job is not to get bags and get Instagram likes and go on holidays. It's your job to have children. That's your job, you know? But women have forgotten that. They've been trained out of that. They've been psyoped out of that. It's all Sex in the City. Fuck everyone you can. You should have your own career. You should have your own money, blah, blah, blah. I was actually saying this last night. I have a Ferrari 812. In fact, I have 4 Ferrari 812 competitions. It's a $1.6 million car. I think it's the only one here in Romania. And I was talking to the girl I was with, and I was saying, the difference between the masculine and the feminine is so pertinent if you look at anything, because the masculine world is built on competence and the feminine world is based on being beautiful. I said, that is a $1.6 million Ferrari. I've never seen a woman get one via competence. I've never seen a woman go, become smart, and learn how to do something and make enough money to buy a $1.6 million Ferrari. Now, I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm not saying it's not been done. I haven't seen it. I said, as a man, you get a Ferrari via competence. You get to ride in a Ferrari because you're pretty. 98% of women in Ferraris got there because they were pretty. That's it. Not because they knew anything, not because they've done anything. They looked good. I would argue if you could get every woman who's ever been in a Ferrari ever, and you tick the ones who bought it themselves and tick the ones who got picked up by a guy because they were hot. 98% of chicks get the best things in life just by being hot. Yeah. Why does that matter? Well, primarily being hot means being fertile. That's what it's supposed to mean. That's just more proof that women are judged by their capability to have children. And it's subconscious, even for the men dating them who don't realize it. But we could tie this back into other things. We could tie into the idea that men don't want to have children because they're scared of the divorce courts because the government's lost its mind. And there's a whole bunch of things. But we should be prioritizing family. Migrants and immigrants, and you talked about why Muslims have so many kids. Well, we could talk about it from the religious perspective, but especially in the third world perspective, the men have a bunch of kids because they ain't got nothing to take. Divorce court. I ain't got nothing to take. And the women have a bunch of kids because it's the society they grew up in. And people pretend, especially in the Western world, that they can't afford children. That's a joke. I mean, the poorest people in the world have kids. It's just they just prioritize other things. They prioritize Starbucks latte and Instagram likes. And it's the failure of society.